From UPMC Sports Complex on the campus of Robert Morris University, it's number 5 South Allegheny, number 8 Avonworth, a spot in the big dance at the Peterson Event Center this weekend on the line, Friday at 5 p.m. to be exact, as Avonworth, they played upset to get to this spot while South Allegheny avoided the upset at the hands of section rival, the Steel Valley Ironmen. As it is Alex Lyons and Jeremy Salou with you here on MVI Lives Coverage of WPIAL Playoff Basketball on the TRIBLive High School Sports Network. And we should be in store for a good one here this evening. Number 8 versus number 5 as SA looking to make their second straight appearance in the big dance.
Yeah, it's going to be real interesting. We talked a little bit about on our podcast today. The key for South Allegheny in that semifinal game, Bryce Epps hits a big shot, Cameron Epps hits another big shot, but Michael Mahalski with 22 points. I think this is the kind of game where we see those guys. We see Mahalski, we see Kirkwood, we see Hines. Those are the guys. Epps is going to get his points, but those are the guys that are going to push him on the edge and hopefully to the peak.
That'll be an interesting matchup to see as number 1 Elwood City was knocked off by Avonworth. And maybe the Antelopes are thinking they're this year's version of Elwood City, who defeated South Allegheny in that title game a season ago. But South Allegheny, they're primed, they're ready to go, and they're led by junior Bryce Epps, who I got a chance to talk to earlier today. And Bryce told me, he feels very confident with his team as a group and said, after that Steel Valley game, they went to work. It was 2 tough days of intense, hard practice to get ready for this game here because they know what's on the line. They know a shot at a WPIAL title is looming in the distance if they can get away from number 8 Avonworth. And, for Bryce as a junior, every year he's played in the high school level, his team has made it to at least the semifinals. He's would like to make it back-to-back WPIAL appearances, but we'll see if SA and Epps can do that after the playing of the national anthem right here on the TRIBLive High School Sports Network.
Have you always wanted to install security cameras in your house, but none of the commercial installers wanted to bother with you? Now you can call Kevin Ike Evangelo at Right Bite Computers for all your residential security camera needs. Call Ike at 724-272-2145 for your free security camera analysis.
If you're looking for somewhere to eat after the game, check out our friends down at the Foster House 2, serving up their famous king sandwiches 7 days a week until 11:30 p.m. The Foster House 2, located at 1 Cook Road in Bell Vernon. Anthem has played as we inch closer to this semifinal matchup between number 5 and number 8. It was overtime to get the Gladiators here to the UPMC Sports Complex as Bryce Epps tied things up. Cameron Epps, the freshman, sent the home crowd home happy and matched his brother's heroics from his freshman year. As a freshman in 2020, Bryce Epps hit a game-winning 3 to send SA to the semis, 60-58 final. And Cam Epps, as a freshman, did the same with the same final score to send South Allegheny here this evening. As we'll take a look at the starting lineups first for number 8, Avonworth. It's going to be the star freshman Rowan Carmichael, 17 points per game. The 6'2 senior guard, Jordan Kalenda, 6'1 junior guard, Colin Crawford, the 6'1 senior forward, David Kujawinski, and the 6'4 junior center, Peyton Faulkner, averaging 15 points per game, 8 rebounds. Again, that's Carmichael's, Kalenda, Crawford, Kujawinski, and Faulkner, the starting 5 for number 8, Avonworth. 17-6 overall. And on the other side of things, coming in also with a record of 17-6 is the South Allegheny Gladiators. And it's going to be the 6'2 sophomore guard Michael Mahalski, 6'1 senior Ethan Kirkwood, the 6'1 senior guard Dylan Hines, 5'11 junior and 1,000-point scorer Bryce Epps. And rounding out the starting five will be the 6'2 senior forward Carlos Melvin. So that's Mahalski, Kirkwood, Hines, Epps, and Melvin for the 5th-seeded South Allegheny Gladiators.
It's going to be real interesting because you said both teams come into this game 17-6, but you look on the other side of the bracket. Aliquippa Shady Side Academy. Both have 6-7 losses. Aliquippa's 17-7. Shady Side, I believe, is 17-6 as well. AAA is wide open.
Yeah, and the thing is, you have the possibility, as we're getting some clock maintenance above the hoop to our left, but if you get Shady Side and SA, that's a rematch.
And it's the rubber match. They split.
And if you get Aliquippa Avonworth, that's a rematch as well. There's a chance you have an all Section 3 or all Section 2 final. Obviously, there's chances you get SA and Aliquippa or Avonworth and Shady Side. So, a lot up for grabs. Again, it should be an interesting thing from this beautiful venue on the campus of RMU. And anyone who knows me or has listened to my spiel about the WPIAL Playoffs knows that I believe this should be the site of the championship games. I think it's absolutely phenomenal. Great atmospheres here, and they did a great job for the volleyball championships in a number of semifinals. As SA in their home whites is the 5th seed, the away reds for the Avonworth Antelopes. Mahalski loses the draw. Melvin takes it back to Bryce Epps, and we are underway. There goes Bryce Epps over the divider. Epps off to Hines, up top Kirkwood, around the hood, Mahalski, and that one's swatted away by Faulkner. Faulkner flips it underhand. There's the sensational freshman Rowan Carmichael. Carmichael over the divider. Carmichael skips it to Kalenda. Kalenda tries to drive in. Will, right block, lost the handle. He goes down out of bounds. Last touch by the Gladiators. And it's going to be Antelope basketball with 7:33 remaining here in the first.
It's one thing Coach DeCenzo was a little bit worried about is getting used to this big floor. I mean, you go to South Allegheny's gym, little bandbox gym, but he was interested to see how his team was going to come out and play in this big facility and on the bigger floor.
As up top, that's Kalenda. Kalenda off to Rowan Carmichael. Carmichael pressured by Kirkwood, got around him, floats it underneath. There's Faulkner, kick out far side. Crawford drives, top of the key, outside, near side. Kujawinski to the right block, into the paint it goes. Faulkner puts it up, but a foul first. 7:11 remaining here in the first. We are scoreless.
Go against Bryce Epps.
So Epps picks up the first foul of the game. As the inbound is Kujawinski. Kujawinski up top to Crawford. Crawford pressured by Epps. Crawford near side. Kalinda pulls the trigger for three, and he knocks it through. The Antelope strike first. Jordan Kalinda. Kirkwood off to Bryce Epps. Epps near side. Kirkwood up over the divider. Kirkwood spinning towards the top of the key. Now it's Bryce. Bryce Epps calling out the orders. Over a minute gone here in the opening quarter. 3-0 lead for Avonworth. Michael Mahalski up top. Kirkwood drives, kick out Bryce. Bryce Epps back up top. Hines deep from three. Off the mark, rebound underneath Kalenda. Jordan Kalenda far side. There's Carmichael. Carmichael over the RMU logo at center court, far side to Kalenda. Kalenda the lone scorer of this game thus far. Now it's Faulkner. Back up top it goes. Kujawinski. Back to Kalenda on the far side. Underhand feed. Carmichael with the triple off the iron. No good. Rebound Mahalski up to Epps. Here comes Epps. Goes to Kirkwood in the wing. Kirkwood drives in. Left block underneath. Melvin off the window and in. And SA on the board thanks to Carlos Melvin.
Good look by Kirkwood to find him underneath on the block.
Carmichael tries to answer. Melvin swatted away, but right to Crawford on the near side. Crawford spinning up top, pressured by Epps. Crawford, near side he goes. Driving foul line, that's Carmichael up off the glass around the cylinder, no good. Rebound out far to Epps. Here comes Epps in transition. Bryce drives in, blocked by Kalenda. Saved on the near side and back the other way come the Antelopes. Faulkner into the middle. Back over the divider goes Kalenda. 16 points a game for Jordan Kalenda. He kicked it off to Carmichael's the freshman leading scorer. Taken by Crawford, pressured by Epps. Into the corner they go to Carmichael. Carmichael gets away from Hines. Now it's Epps providing the pressure. 5:04 remaining in the first. Epps picks the pocket, but right to Faulkner. South Allegheny's done a good job of forcing many loose balls. They've just been unable to capitalize on them as driving in Faulkner. The big body puts it up with the fadeaway off the iron. No good rebound. Put back. Kalenda won't fall, and it's grabbed down by Hines.
Couple bunnies inside that Avonworth hasn't been able to get to fall.
Hines for three. He's way short.
Yeah. Avonworth student section in full effect. They're going to let him know about it.
Jersey theme here at UPMC for the Avonworth Antelopes. 3-2 lead for Avonworth. 4:30 remaining here in the opening quarter. A lot of missed shots at both ends. Crawford, there's Carmichael. Rowan Carmichael wants the screen. Kujawinski provides it, but it's illegal. That's the first foul on Kujawinski and the Avonworth Antelopes here this evening.
Both officials anticipated that foul. They both blew their whistles at the same time as well.
Substitution checking into the game will be Austin Johncourt. Listed at 6'6" on the Avonworth roster, the biggest body either side. See if that provides some issues inside, but 2-on-1. There goes Hines to Melvin. Melvin, two in the air, back to Hines, into the middle. Maholski lays it up and in.
Good ball movement there by the Gladiators. That's what they're going to need to do with that big body underneath.
First lead of the game for South Allegheny at 4-3. Carmichael kick out far side, triple. Rattles no good. Rebound Neo Miller. Miller up top. Rolling near side, driving in Kalenda. Kalenda, offensive foul. Melvin drew the contact.
Nice job by Melvin sliding in there before he can get to the spot. Beat him to the spot, did not move, and took the charge, shoulder right to the chest.
Neo Miller, John Core, and Gardner. Three reserves off the bench with Carmichael and Kalenda, the lone two staying in as Bryce Epps up over the divider. The 1,000-point scorer. Near side he comes. That's to Hines. Hines has Melvin inside, instead kicks it up top to Kirkwood. Kirkwood to Epps. Bryce Epps backpedals, surveying his options. Neo Miller pressures. Screen by Melvin. There goes Epps straight to the cylinder high, off the glass and in. It's a 6-0 run for South Allegheny as Bryce Epps increases the scoring with his first bucket of the game.
Yeah, Avonworth's going to have to cut off that left side. Epps gets that high ball screen. He's going straight to the rack.
Neo Miller, floater no good. Rebound Hines, back to Epps. Here comes Bryce Epps, back the other way. The junior kicks it. Kirkwood with the triple. Off the mark, rebound. Maholski put back, rattles in. Michael Maholski gets his second bucket of the game as the sophomore is up to 4. The lead's at 8-3 for SA with 2:47 remaining in the first. Carmichael kick out far side. Gardner with the deep two. Rims out, rebound Kirkwood. Off to Bryce Epps. Bryce Epps over the divider to the corner. There's Hines with the triple. Got it. Dylan Hines.
Here comes the timeout by Avonworth. They got to slow this down. And South Allegheny bench has come to life.
An 11-0 run for the Gladiators as they've come out firing since the first punch was delivered by the Antelopes from Avonworth.
Great job by South Allegheny. The biggest thing I've noticed about them right now is they're moving the ball very well on the offensive end. Obviously, Avonworth's going to key on Bryce Epps when he has the ball in his hands, but he's finding his open teammates. We have Melvin with a bucket. It's 4 different scorers right now for the 11 points. Maholski's the only one with two field goals. Out-of-town score, number 2, Neshannock. Number 3, Sarah Catholic. 4-2. Only 1:45 remaining in the first quarter, so low-scoring affair there.
And I think that's what Coach Bacco told us he thought he was going to see. He's probably also disappointed that we weren't there today.
If he loses, you know we're getting a text.
Oh, we're absolutely being blamed if Sarah Catholic loses that game. As driving in is Carmichael, puts it up, no good. Rebound, John Core, and a foul called on the rebound.
He was undercut a little bit.
Cameron Epps into the game, quickly picking up that first personal foul, as it's going to be Rowan Carmichael, the freshman, as the trigger. Carmichael flips it out. Faulkner looks to penetrate in on Mahalski, backing his way in. There's Neo Miller up top to Carmichael, pressured by Hines.
Belvin's doing a great job underneath the basket on John Core.
Driving in, Carmichael off the window and in. First bucket since the first of the game. As Carmichael makes it 11-5 with 1:45 remaining in the first. There's Bryce Epps. Epps to Cameron Epps. Cameron up top to Kirkwood. There's Mahalski. Michael Mahalski. Kirkwood thought about the three. Drives in. Pulls up with the mid-range jumper. Back iron, no. Rebound, Mahalski puts back. Rattles around and rattles in. Michael Mahalski up to 6 here in the first quarter.
Mahalski doing a real big job on the offensive glass so far. 3 offensive rebounds right now.
Again, led the scoring for South Allegheny in the overtime win versus Steel Valley with 22. Carmichael off the hands of Crawford and out. And the Gladiators get it back as Kalenda and Kujawinski back in for Miller and John Core. This is a very athletic Avonworth team, and I use athletic instead of basketball savvy team. They have 2 Division I athletes on this floor, both in different sports, one in football, one in baseball. Talk a little bit more about that later on as Bryce Epps operates in the front court. Epps near side to Cameron Epps, off to Kirkwood. Kirkwood has Melvin, instead goes back to Cam. Cam Epps driving left. There's Cam. Pulls back. Up top to Bryce. Bryce surveying his options, waiting for the play to come into order. Bryce driving in, finds a lane. Bryce Epps floats it up, and he's fouled. And Bryce Epps is shooting a pair.
Bryce Epps pretty good from the line, but you mentioned Avonworth, their athleticism. They remind me a lot of TJ, who we see a lot. They got one basketball guy in Berger, and you have Carmichael here, but other than that, you got just an athletic, physical team.
Bryce Epps 2 points. It will stay there for the moment. Epps said, no matter who they play, where they're at in the playoffs, always feel like they're the underdog with something to prove, and they've come out playing that way so far today as Epps hits the back end. Lead at 9 for SA, 34 and counting here in the first quarter. Do the Antelopes hold for 1? Faulkner, near side. Faulkner looks to drive in, spinning his way towards the bucket, puts it up and puts it in. First bucket of the game for the 6'4 junior. Lead at 7. As SA is doubled up on the Antelopes from Avonworth. 10 on the clock. Kirkwood near side, fouled by Kalenda.
That's 2 fouls on Kalenda now.
Kujawinski has 2 as well, so 2 starters in foul trouble here in the first quarter, and quickly we're going to see Hansen come in replace of Kalenda. Epps floats it into Epps as Bryce operates in the backcourt over the divider with 6, down to 5. Epps with 4. Epps out to Kirkwood with 1 at the buzzer, and Kirkwood just off the mark.
Yeah, I think if he don't take that little stutter step, he kind of shuffled to the right there a little bit and threw him off balance a little bit, but one was right on line.
After 1, it's SA 14, Avonworth 7. As the Gladiators hold the early advantage, we'll come back and have quarter number 2 for your exclusive home for the WPIAL postseason, the TRIBLive High School Sports Network.
Candalore's Barking Beauties, where our salon is your salon. 5 convenient, no appointment needed salons, all breeds welcome, and any size dogs. Visit www.candaloresbarkingbeauties.com or call 412-872-5550.
9-4.
So 9-4, the score of the Sarah Catholic Neshannock game. Low scoring, and you could say almost the same here from RMU. South Allegheny 14, Avonworth 7.
I think obviously you got the jitters, starting this game off, which rightfully so. It's a big game, big moment, big arena, big facility. But then I think that's where the experience of South Allegheny came into play. They played in a WPIAL championship last year. They won a semifinal last year. You said this is their third straight appearance. So I think their jitters went away first, but it seems like Avonworth's starting to try to get a little bit more rhythm on the offensive end. They had 3 big turnovers there that hurt them towards the end as well.
And this is very unfamiliar territory for the Avonworth Antelopes, as this is their 10th straight playoff appearance, only the second time they've made it out of the first round. As underneath, swiped away, it's Cameron Epps. Cameron drives in, bounce past Mahalski, off the glass and in. Michael Mahalski, a quick 8 in the first quarter and some change. Now Epps guarding Carmichael. This should be a fun matchup this evening. Epps, an excellent defender. Carmichael's an excellent scorer, as that time defense prevails. There's Bryce leading the charge, back the other way. Bryce Epps lost the handle, got it back almost, and now it's taken away by Faulkner, far side. Carmichael up to Crawford. Crawford, foul line, right block, stops up. There's Hansen with the right, and he sends it through.
South Allegheny bench wanted to travel. They did not get it.
16-9 lead for SA. 7 minutes remaining here in the opening half. Bryce Epps. Now it's taken by Kirkwood inside. Mahalski. Mahalski with the hook in the finish. Double digits for Michael Mahalski. The sophomore has continued to shine here in the postseason. Carmichael, the freshman, at the other end, no good. Rebound, Crawford. Crawford to the corner. Carmichael, catch, release, back iron, no. And a foul underneath, and Hansen.
We got a technical foul called on Hansen.
He absolutely tossed him.
Well, I think he was going to get the personal for going over the back. But then he threw him on the ground.
And him being Dylan Hines.
Yes.
So Epps is going to go shoot the technical free throws. And a big slap on the rear to Hines from his head coach after drawing that one. So that should be 2 there on Hansen, if I'm not mistaken.
Should be, yes.
So that is, Avonworth went up to 6 fouls. Bryce Epps at the foul line. Epps, 4 points. Lead to 10 for South Allegheny.
That's just something you can't have if you're Avonworth, because you're just giving South Allegheny more momentum, and they already have you doubled up on the scoreboard.
SA averaging 57.3 points per game. Not a real barn burner, but they got the job done all year. And Bryce Epps, he's got the job done all year, getting his team to 20. He's up to 5, lead at 11 for the Gladiators. 6:31 remaining here in the half.
Cam Epps will play trigger man here at the midcourt stripe after the personal foul on Hansen.
There's Bryce Epps. Bryce goes to Cam. Cam off to Mahalski. Mahalski, Hines to Kirkwood. Cutting in, Mahalski off the glass, but Faulkner got in the way to affect the shot. Carmichaels, he had 26 in the quarterfinals. Now it's on the far side. Gardner back to Carmichaels. They play catch. Gardner in the left wing. To the corner he goes. John Core back to Gardner. Up top, Faulkner, the big man, surveys. Faulkner tries to penetrate. Right elbow, right block, puts it up off the nothing, and a rebound grabbed out Gardner. Back to Faulkner up over the rim, and he floats it in. 4 points for Peyton Faulkner. 9-point advantage for the Gladiators. 5:45 remaining here, second quarter. Up top, that's Kirkwood. Kirkwood, handoff, Cam Epps. Epps, foul line, left block, lays it up, no good. Rebound, Faulkner, and that's a big duo underneath with Faulkner and John Core right now for Avonworth.
Yeah, I think John Core got a hand on that shot by Epps.
3-ball up and in as Faulkner cuts the lead to 6, and SA calls a timeout.
Big shot there, 5 big points in a row there for Avonworth. And here we go, 20-14. And if you're SA, you want to come down and get a bucket. Stop the momentum now.
6 points for SA this quarter. buckets by Michalski and 2 free throws by Bryce Epps. And as you mentioned, the quick 5 by Faulkner. The other 2 belong to Hanson, who picked up the personal and technical in that order. Again, it was an upset for Avonworth to get here. The 8 seed beating Elwood City 66-55, a team that knows all about upsets.
Yes,
after
did.
last year marching their way through the postseason and eventually, as the 11 seed, I believe, winning the WPIAL crown over South Allegheny in a very slim margin.
Yeah, South Allegheny entered as the number 1 seed.
And as the 5 this year, playing like they have something to prove. Epps said this team has a chip on their shoulder. Unfinished business in Avonworth. They're looking to be this year's Elwood City of 3A. Bryce Epps to his right. Epps picked up his dribble. Far side, Melvin. There's Kirkwood, back to Bryce Epps. Guarded by Carmichael. Epps puts it on the floor. Epps to his left. Epps stops up, floats it in. Michalski kick out. Hines, catch, release. Back iron, rims out, rebound. Kirkwood off to Hines. Now it's taken by Bryce Epps. Epps rolling. Handoff goes to Kirkwood. Kirkwood to Michalski. Michalski lost it through his legs, and then it's taken off. That's by Faulkner. Gets to the point guard. That is Carmichael up ahead to Gardner. Gardner in the right wing. Gardner. Now it's taken off by Carmichael. Back to Gardner up top. Faulkner drives in. Floats it down low. John Core off the window and in. And just like that, the lead down to 4. Great great bounce back ability thus far by the Avonworth Antelopes. Epps inside. Michalski from 16 rattles it through.
Michael Michalski has the hot hand tonight so far for SA.
You know, Michael Michalski left the court for the Steel Valley game. It looked like he entered right here as driving to the cylinder and finishing was Carmichael. He's up to 4. He's had a slow start after scoring 26 in their quarterfinal win over Elwood City. But Michalski, leading scorer tonight, both sides, was the leading scorer against Steel Valley. Up top, there's Bryce Epps. Epps, far side, Hines inside. Michalski drives again, goes to Melvin, pulls the trigger. Off the iron, no good. John Core to Gardner. 22-18 lead for South Allegheny. 3:27 and counting here in the second quarter. Driving in, there's Carmichael, kick out. Faulkner again for 3. Back iron, rebound, John Core. Kalenda in the right wing. Goes to the foul line, down left block, gets a man in the air, and he's fouled by Kirkwood. Kirkwood stuck with him for a while, but as soon as that right hand came down, an automatic call sending Kalenda to the strike.
Yeah, there's a little bit of confusion there on some switching going on for South Allegheny there on that possession.
First shot up and out, rattling out for Jordan Kalenda, the Division I baseball commit to Kent State University. Fastball hits the low 90s, averages at 86.5. Made a 3-mile-an-hour increase from that sophomore to junior season, going up to around 86 on average. So the Kent State commit goes 0 for 2 from the stripe. But again, talk about pure athletes that this team has. As far side, Cam back to Bryce. Bryce inside, Michalski outside Cam. Cam to Bryce. Bryce Epps puts it on the floor. SA up by 4. Epps rolling to his left. Left elbow, left block. Epps eludes the pressure but can't get the shot to fall, and a foul underneath.
That's going to be Epps' second. Nope, 24. That's going to be on Melvin.
That's just his first. 4th foul against South Allegheny. 2:47 remaining in the second. SA's mustered up 8 points, 6 belonging to Michalski. But it's been a spur of 11 for Avonworth as a foul called on Cameron Epps.
That's going to be number 2 on Cam.
Checking back in will be Kujawinski in place of John Core. But, you know, it seemed like SA was having some difficulties with both Faulkner and John Core in there with that massive height advantage underneath. As driving in, Faulkner stripped away and skitters out. Last touch by South Allegheny. 2:25 remaining in the second. SA up by 4. They've delivered the first punch. Avonworth's punch back as Kirkwood. The steal, Epps the other way. Bryce Epps driving, foul line, kick out. There's Cam for 3. No good, way off the mark. Here comes Kujawinski. Kujawinski far side. Now it's taken by Crawford. Crawford up top, Faulkner. Faulkner from way outside, rattles, no good. Rebound by Bryce Epps. Bryce around a pair, but he's fouled by Crawford in transition.
I would say that's a good foul, but that's going to put Bryce Epps at the line.
And I think something I've noticed, I don't know if you have as well, Jeremy, Epps 3 for 4 from the stripe. But when you get into gyms like this, and you can see you have the white line, that's the three-point line we're playing. Blue is women's, and red is men's college. Most of these guys get distracted. They all shoot from outside that red line.
Right.
As Epps knocks down the first.
Most high school gyms, you look at the lines all the way around the court, and there's a lot of red. So that I don't think they really care. Most of our kids shoot from out there anyway.
Yeah, I would agree. As Epps rattles in the pair, 7 points for Bryce Epps. 5 from the free throw line for the junior. Much needed points for the Gladiators. 24-18, they lead Avonworth. Crawford near side. There goes Carmichael. Carmichael, foul line, kick out. Crawford thought about the 3 right elbow. He's fouled on his way down the lane.
It's 3 on Cameron Epps.
And that's going to force the issue. Epps will have to exit the game. Most likely won't see Cam again till the third quarter at the earliest. Trigger here, Kujawinski. Kujawinski outside. There's Crawford. Colin Crawford. Pressured by Bryce Epps. Crawford rolls left elbow, kick out. Kalenda with the triple. He's short. Rebound Hines. Hines off to Bryce Epps.
South Allegheny doing a great job on the defensive boards tonight. They're getting good body position against a bigger team.
Inside Mahalski, kick out Hines. Back to Mahalski through his hands. And right to Colin Crawford. Off to the freshman point guard, Rowan Carmichael. Carmichael over the center court stripe. Surveys his options. Goes left with the feed off to Kalenda. Kalenda gets the orders from the bench. Kalenda drives left. Left elbow down to the right. Block, travels on his way down the lane.
Wow. I don't know.
I tend to agree with the Avonworth faithful on that one.
I don't think that was. How many times have we seen a Devin Whitlock or even a Bryce Epps do that Euro step like that? And
but if we're going to be fair, Devin Whitlock got absolutely crucified trying to do that by the officiating in the semifinals. So things seem to be a little tighter called when it comes to that Euro step here once you get to the semis.
Oh, I was going to say that was a point of emphasis this year coming into the season from the rule interpretation meetings. That was something they were going to watch a little bit, be a little bit more hard on this year.
There's Bryce Epps up top. Bryce Epps into the middle. Mahalski, one dribble, kick out. There's Epps way outside. Got it! Bryce Epps!
Big shot by Bryce Epps. I thought they might hold for one shot, but Coach DeCenzo gives them the green light if they're that wide open.
And Bryce Epps makes them pay. Lead back to 9. Carmichael, can he counter with 2? He can! Still 8 on the clock. Here comes Epps down to 5. Epps with 4. Down to 3. Epps drives in, floats it up, and it rims out at the buzzer. 7-point advantage for the Gladiators at the break. But nothing truly decided here from UPMC Sports Complex on the campus of Robert Morris. Epps with 10, Mahalski with 12. No one in double digits for number 8 Avonworth, but we have a slugfest on our hand. Both teams have traded blows, and it's South Allegheny leading by 7 at the break. When we come back, we'll sit down with Bell Vernon bench boss, who team just got eliminated in the semifinals on Saturday. Joe Salvino right here on your exclusive home for the WPIAL postseason, the TRIBLive High School Sports Network.
Swiss Alpine Dry Cleaners, more than just the cleaners.
We have a complete seamstress shop that takes care of all your alterations and sewing needs. Open Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. Call at 412-896-8082. Or visit us at your convenience, located in Elizabeth Township, inside Swiss Alpine Village. You can also visit us online at SwissAlpineDryCleaners.com.
Candela's Barking Beauties, where our salon is your salon. 5 convenient, no appointment needed salons, all breeds welcome, and any size dogs. Visit www.CandelarsBarkingBeauties.com or call 412-872-5550.
Back here at the half on MVI Live as another halftime interview, this time joined by Bell Vernon head coach Joe Salvino. Coach, really appreciate you taking the time to join us at the half.
I appreciate you having me.
So it's been a great year so far for you guys, a couple hiccups along the way, but overall you coached so many phenomenal teams throughout your course of your career. Where does this one rank with this group of kids?
It ranks up there. I mean, this group of kids is kind of special. Some of these kids were freshmen when I first got here, and then you had somebody like Devin Whitlock, and then Quentin Martin comes, and then Alonzo Wade's here. So, I mean, it's nice.
And there's a lot of pressure, in a sense, put on you from outside sources. Not necessarily the team sees it that way, but how do you guys deal with the expectations, I guess might be the better word, that is on this program when you have the caliber of talent you guys do?
Well, I think the kids are used to it, especially they went through football, and, it just carries over to the basketball season. So I think the kids are able to handle that very well.
So one thing, not a team milestone, but a personal milestone that you're nearing on, and possibly, if things go the way you guys hope this postseason, could get your 700th win throughout the WPIAL postseason. What would that mean to you to pick up that milestone?
Well, it means I coached a lot of great ball players, and a lot of the coaches that coach with me, I appreciate it. Just like the game itself, it's not my individual reward. It's everybody that has been involved with me, like I said, players and coaches. I mean, I'm honored that the names that they mention, that I'm up there with them. That's an honor to me.
So for you, a few years back now, coming into Bell Vernon from Monessen, how has that kind of differed with coaching at all, if it has at all, just the different milestone or different, I guess, setting from a 1A to or 2A school to a 4A school now?
Yeah, just a different atmosphere. The first year was a little bit hard. I mean, you're trying to adjust to the kids, and then the kids are trying to adjust to you. But then I think after that, everybody started to know who I was and what I expected to happen. And fortunately, we've been doing very well here. We was in a WPIAL championship 2 years ago, went to the semifinals last year, and hopefully this year we get to go far and get into the States and see what can happen.
So what do you guys as a team have to do to find a way to get that over that hump in a sense? You've got to the finals, you got to the semis, but you haven't been able to win it, and this is kind of the last hurrah with Whitlock, with Gordon. So what do you guys have to do to get over that hump and get that WPIAL title this year?
Well, I think we have to start playing better defense. I think it starts with defense. If we get a lot of transition points, a lot of easier buckets instead of having to work so hard to get them, that's a plus. And then, again, we have to run our offense and do the normal things. Rebounding and foul shooting is, especially when you get in the playoffs, foul shooting is very important.
So one thing that I've noticed with your group of guys, they like to have a lot of fun on the court. Sometimes that's too much. I think that's a great way to put it. How do you kind of keep that all together when you have all those athletes like Whitlock, like Martin, who are one is going Division I, one is almost certainly going Division I with all the offers he already has.
Right.
So how do you kind of rein that in to keep them from kind of just taking advantage of the situation? It's like, okay, we can go out and we can have all this fun, but we still have to play a basketball game. So how do you kind of keep that all in check?
Well, I tell them that, we don't want to embarrass anybody. So it's okay in a sense to have a little bit of fun, but we're not going out there to embarrass anybody. And sometimes the games get boring when you're up by 30 points, and you know that you could do those types of things. But I tried to rein them in, and like I said, it's not a circus. It's a basketball game, and we're not embarrassing anybody.
And one final question for you, Coach, before we can get back to the second half of our game here on MVI Live and the TRIBLive High School Sports Network. But I've asked a lot of players this question because it was something that went through my head when I was playing basketball, that it was during the national anthem for me, it was always one of those last calming moments as a player to get my head and thoughts regrouped. So what goes through your head those final moments, that last couple minutes when the anthem's playing before you're about to go out and coach your team, hopefully for another victory?
Well, my heart starts to beat a little bit more faster. I know that, especially in playoff time or any big game. And everything like what we have to do, what's expected of the team, and everything that we have to do to get a victory.
All right, Coach. I really appreciate you taking out the time again to do this with us.
Well, I appreciate you having me on, and thank you very much, and you do a great job.
Thank you. Again, that's head coach Joe Salvino looking for win number 700 in his career, hoping to get his team back to the WPIAL championship game when we come back here on MVI Live and the TRIBLive High School Sports Network. We'll have half number 2 of your game.
Doreen Walters, your full-time realtor and a master certified negotiating expert. One of the most positively reviewed agents on Zillow in southwestern Pennsylvania, with the best marketing and maximum exposure, and a lifelong resident of the Mon Valley.
If you're looking for handmade gifts this season, check out Chloe and Me Candles. All of their products are made in-house since 2014. Their waxes are a proprietary blend of soy, paraffin, coconut, and corn, and they use cotton core wicks and phthalate-free oils. Their body products are made with the finest quality oils, butters, and salts for your skin. Check them out at 205 West Main Street in Monongahela or call 724-298-8696.
Stop on down to Hills Restaurant, Main Street in New Eagle. Serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner, dine in or take out. Online ordering now available at hills-restaurant.com. Hills Restaurant, the best kept secret in the Valley. You can call them at 724-258-5422.
Itty bitty treasures and more at Riverside Village Shops for something extra special. Memory domes, engraving, awards, screen printing, embroidery, gifts, and so much more. Riverside Village Shops located at 127 Spear Street in Bell Vernon.
Come to Trigimbo Motors, a top-rated Pittsburgh area dealership for over 55 years to actually enjoy car buying. From their extensive high-quality selection of cars, SUVs, and trucks, you'll receive personal care and attention and enjoy your experience at Trigimbo Motors of Bentleyville. Visit their website at TrigimboMotors.com or visit them at 125 Wilson Road in Bentleyville. Back here at the half, it's 27-20 in favor of South Allegheny. 12 for Michael Mahalski, 10 for Bryce Epps, 14 in the first, 13 in the second for 27 at the half for South Allegheny, 7 for Peyton Faulkner, and 6 for Rowan Carmichael. 7, 13, and 20 at the half for the Antelopes from Avonworth.
Check some out-of-town scores real quick for some Valley interest. Halftime, barn burner at North Allegheny, Alex. Neshannock, number 2 seed, leads Sarah Catholic, the 3 seed, 14-9. There was nearly 6 minutes where no team scored, except Marin Haggerty hit a 3 inside the final minute to make it 14-9 at halftime. And some other local interest, we have the Cal U men's basketball team playing Slippery Rock in the first round of the PSAC tournament. I will get that score here in 1 second. Cal U was winning that game, but I will get a score here before we get back to the job at hand here. All right, maybe I won't, but with with 3 minutes left in the first half, Cal U was maintaining a 33-31 lead. As South Allegheny will start us off here.
Since 2003, South Allegheny 5-2 against Avonworth the last time these two teams met. It was in the postseason, and it was an SA victory as Kirkwood fires it off Calenda, and Calenda can't save it on the near side. SA gets it back, 7:44 remaining in the third.
Let's see if you're Avonworth here coming out of the half, you want to get a stop in this first one. You don't want to get it up back to double digits quickly, so you want to avoid a three-pointer.
There's Bryce Epps in the right wing. Epps picks up his dribble. Epps needs some assistance. It comes in the form of Kirkwood inside. Mahalski fakes it. Kick out. Kirkwood with the triple. He comes up short. Rebound. Pinballs to Faulkner.
It's a couple times now we've seen the ball hit Mahalski right in the hands.
As Carmichaels kicks it, Kujawinski finds a cutting. Carmichael up off the window and in with the reverse.
Good body control there by Carmichaels, even with the slip off his fingers.
Rowan Carmichael up to 8. There goes Hines. Short corner shot up. No good. Rebound grabbed down by Crawford. And a chance to cut into this deficit even further for Avonworth. 27-22. A minute gone here in the third quarter. Faulkner outside. Crawford gets it off. Calenda to the right side. Right block. Lays it up with the left and an offense or a blocking foul called on Hines.
I think Hines started to fall a little bit early. He didn't really take a lot of hard contact there. Good body control there by Calenda.
Calenda 0 for 2 from the stripe. Way short. Got nothing but the bottom of the net. As we'll try to right the ship, he is 0 for 3 from the stripe. 27-22. SA on top of Avonworth. 0 for 4 now, rebound out of bounds. Last touch by the Antelopes, and it's going to be South Allegheny ball. Calenda the lone Antelope to get to the free throw line. Avonworth 0 for 4.
Updated Cal U score, 42-33 at the half.
There's Melvin, goes up, avoids the contact, kisses it off the window and in.
Nice little double clutch there. He felt the big block coming by Faulkner.
As the senior. And at the other end, it's the freshman Carmichael. Adds 2 more to his total. First Antelope in double digits. Epps to Mahalski. Mahalski, top of the key, near side Melvin, off to Kirkwood. Kirkwood in, Mahalski from 17. Sends it through. Michael Mahalski.
Mahalski showing nice touch there on the jump shot.
That's been his shot here today. 3 or 4 from that foul line area. Mahalski up to 14. There's Faulkner. Kick out. Kujawinski with the triple. Back iron out. Rebound Crawford. Crawford back out beyond the arc. Top of the key. Crawford. Right elbow kick out. Kujawinski foul line. And a foul called, and we'll go back the other way.
It's like he committed the foul on his own player.
Looks like Epps got hit up high, checking the mouth region.
I'm real interested to see. I'm going to look on our little replay here, but I'm real interested to see what happened because he took out his own player.
Crawford is the man who gets the personal. That's his second. Team's first. Cam Epps checks in, finds a striding Bryce Epps off Mahalski down low. Melvin sends it right to Kujawinski. Here comes Carmichael over the center court line. To his left, Carmichael tried to kick it out. Now underneath, and Calenda off the window and in. As the senior adds 2 more. He's up to 5. Mahalski in the middle. Foul line, floats it up and puts it in, but an offensive foul. First foul of Mahalski, second of the half for the Gladiators. 31-26 your score. SA on top of Avonworth. 5:20 and counting here in a rolling third quarter clock as Carmichael over the divide. Carmichael, top of the key, handoff, grab down, is rolling is Crawford. Crawford in the right wing, bounce pass in Calenda. Backing his way down in on Kirkwood, up and under, blocked by Kirkwood. Mahalski to Epps. Here comes Cam Epps, slows things up. Picked up his dribble, goes off to Bryce.
Nice job by Kirkwood not to pick up a foul. He jumped quickly. After he landed, he jumped right back up.
Mahalski fakes it, kick out, Cam for three. Rattles around, no good. Faulkner with the board off to Carmichael. Carmichael driving down the far side, cuts to the near side, lost the handle off the hands of Bryce Epps, saves it into Kirkwood. Kirkwood over to Cam. Cam around one. Cam over to Bryce. Catch, release, and that one off the iron, no good. As Bryce Epps was looking for a quick three in transition.
I'd like to see him get a little bit closer on that one, maybe about 6 inches.
Carmichael from deep, no good. Rebound put back towards the cylinder and grabbed down by Epps. Epps floats it Kirkwood. Kirkwood underneath Mahalski, too high and out of bounds. Gardner and John Core in, Kujawinski and Crawford out. As when we saw Faulkner and John Core in there together, that provided the most issues here tonight for South Allegheny.
Yeah, they bring the height advantage with those two in the game. Takes away that transition game and getting inside for South Allegheny.
Over the half-court line, into the front court, Carmichael. Kalenda back to Carmichael. Carmichael floats it in Faulkner. Faulkner in the right elbow. Bounces off Bryce Epps. Down low, John Core, guarded by Mahalski. Back up and putting it in off the glass was Faulkner. 9 now for Faulkner. 3-point advantage still for South Allegheny. Bryce Epps drives in, left block, lays it up off the back iron, no good. Put back, punched in by Epps. 12 now for Epps. First time he scored this half. 3:26 remaining in the third. 33-28. SA on top. Kalenda, top of the key. Wheels right to the right block. Offensive foul. And that looks like number 3 on Jordan Kalenda.
Great job by Bryce Epps defensively. And stop the presses. Sarah Catholic has taken an 18-14 lead on Neshannock with 3:25 remaining in the third quarter there at North Allegheny.
Neo Miller, the Pitt Greensburg baseball commit, checks back into the game for Avonworth. As up over the divider. That's taken by Cam Epps. Epps wheels, top of the key, drives in. Epps kick out, and that one's deflected into the SA bench off the hands of Dylan Gardner, the junior. Kirkwood the trigger on the far side. Kirkwood needs an outlet. Has Melvin, gets it to him. Melvin, bounce past Kirkwood. Kirkwood up top, drives in. Kirkwood, foul line, back up beyond the arc. Hand off, that's to Cameron Epps. Epps, pressured by Gardner. Make that Carmichael. Near side to Kirkwood. Kirkwood up top to Bryce. Bryce, top of the key. Screen by Melvin. Thought about a step back triple, now resets. Drives to his left. Bryce Epps back up top. Surveying his options. The Avonworth faithful applauding the defense for now as Epps picks up his dribble, floats it across. Kirkwood hauls it in. Kirkwood in the right wing. Kirkwood, right elbow, kick out Bryce. Bryce drives in, foul line, floats it up. Epps banks it in.
You got to call that. I don't know if he did or not.
14 for Epps, 35-28. SA in command.
If you're Avonworth, you've got to be frustrated by
As
that possession.
Carmichael, a pretty looking shot, up to 6 this quarter. Bryce Epps into the front court. Epps in the right wing. Handoff Cam Epps. Cam to Kirkwood around the horn. Mahalski. Mahalski back to Kirkwood. Thought about the triple. Drives in. 18-footer, no good. Rebound Melvin. Melvin out to Bryce. Bryce puts it up, and Bryce rims it out. Rebound Neo Miller. Now it's Gardner around Epps. Gardner in the left wing. Stops up. Bounce pass to Miller. Miller. Now it's taken off. That's by Carmichael. Drives in. 1-2 down the lane. Blocked again. It's Kirkwood denying.
2 big blocks here for Kirkwood in this quarter.
1:30 remaining here in the third. 5-point advantage for South Allegheny.
Remember what I said about Sarah Catholic? Just ignore that.
The lead,
Neshannock has answered. It's like 22-18.
And it's turning into a real back-and-forth high-scoring affair. the way that one started.
Got some blood on Bryce Epps over there.
He did get hit up high earlier. That was part of that Crawford sequence. Avonworth's faithful not happy that they're delaying, waiting for Bryce Epps. And Epps will come back in. We're right behind the Avonworth faithful, and they're
not happy.
Really unhappy that they didn't make South Allegheny sub Epps out, but it wouldn't have lasted long. And with still 4 timeouts in his pocket, the Gladiators could easily just burn one to keep Epps in the game nonetheless.
Right.
Rowan Carmichael rolling right. Carmichael drives in, steps back, now penetrates, floats it up from the extended post, rattles no good. John Core couldn't corral. Epps around 1, 2-on-0. Bryce Epps drives in, left block off the window and in. Bryce Epps increases the lead to 7. Give the junior 16. Gardner guarded by Cameron Epps. Up top, Gardner. Back to Carmichael, way outside.
Wow.
Off the rim, no good. Rebound, Melvin. Melvin pulls it free.
They got a foul. Foul called there on Gardner. I thought they were going to get a tie-up.
I don't think we've had a tie-up yet in this game.
We have not.
With 54.2 on the clock here in the third. Cameron Epps inbound down to our left end. A great job by Cameron Epps. Picked up 3 early fouls in that first half. He has not recorded one here in quarter number 3.
Yeah, he's a pest on the defensive end of the floor. And this is where, a game like this is where the experience from the MVI Summer League, going up against players like Whitlock and, his brothers and Mackay Valentine. I know they were on the same team this year, but just that kind of quality of competition really prepares you for games like this.
As Bryce Epps up top. Bryce rolling left. Handoff Kirkwood. Kirkwood to the near side. Kirkwood, top of the key. Down to the corner. Melvin. Melvin on the far side corner into the left wing. Handoff Kirkwood left side. Kirkwood back up top on the edge of the RMU logo. Handoff to Bryce Epps. Bryce with his right calling out the orders. Epps to Cameron. Cameron to cutting Bryce, and it's through his legs and out of bounds.
You know what? That's no harm. You're up by 7 points. You ate the last minute 2 off the clock. What kind of quality shot here is Avonworth going to get?
With
Christian Leitner ain't walking through the door.
With Epps and Mahalski up front, they're going to have to be catch and release as they float it in. Faulkner, he'll hand it off. Carmichael chucks it up and comes up short. 1 hop into the student section it goes. And after 3, it's a 7-point advantage for the Gladiators from South Allegheny, trying to get to their second straight WPIAL championship game. When we come back, we'll see if we can do it right here on MVI Lives coverage of the WPIAL postseason right here on the TRIBLive High School Sports Network.
Swiss Alpine Dry Cleaners, more than just the cleaners. We have a complete seamstress shop that takes care of all your alterations and sewing needs. Open Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. Call at 412-896-8082. Or visit us at your convenience, located in Elizabeth Township, inside Swiss Alpine Village. You can also visit us online at SwissAlpineDryCleaners.com.
Teams traded 10s. 37-30 after 3. After sitting at 27-20 at the half. 6 for Bryce Epps, 6 for Rowan Carmichael. Mahalski added 2 along with Carlos Melvin, and 2 for Jordan Kalenda and Peyton Faulkner.
This is where, if you're South Allegheny, you got to be confident with the basketball. Lean on your experience. I expect to see the ball in Bryce Epps' hands as much as possible here in the fourth quarter.
Bryce Epps in his 3rd straight semifinal appearance. Trying to get back to his 2nd straight championship game along with South Allegheny. Last year they fell victim to Elwood City. They get the winner of Aliquippa and Shadyside. The winner of this game does, as it's far from over. As that one up by Crawford and a foul called on South Allegheny's Melvin.
I don't know if I agree with that call. I don't think it should have been a charge either. I don't think there was a lot of contact there at all. I think Melvin fell back a little early, and then, Crawford went into him, but I think that would have been a no call, a good no call.
Colin Crawford puts it up, back iron, no. 0 for 5 here today is Avonworth from the line. You put those 5 on the board, they're down by just 2 points. SA's only missed 1 free throw. That was the first one they attempted. Back iron, no. Rebound, Epps off the deflection from Mahalski. 8 minutes away, it's do or die, both sides. 8 minutes away from a chance to play at the Peterson Event Center for the 3A title. SA looking for their second in as many years. Epps with the save. Hines reels it in.
It's a great job of Epps. He just threw it up. He knew one of his teammates was on the far side of the floor.
There's Bryce. Up top, Ethan Kirkwood. Kirkwood puts it on the floor. Kirkwood drives in, left elbow. Kirkwood floats it up, no good. Rebound, John Cord grabs it down. Faulkner near side. That's Carmichael. Carmichael drives in, foul line, step back, now penetrates again. Bounce pass off of the foot of Bryce Epps, forcing the whistle.
But you see what South Allegheny did there. They chewed up 40 seconds of the clock already, just on one possession.
7:02 remaining here in the fourth. 7-point advantage for the Gladiators. Steel Valley overcame a big deficit as an inbound. Kalenda up and one. That could be the spark the Antelopes were looking for. But again, Steel Valley was down by double digits late. I believe under 4 to play.
Yeah.
And they came back, forcing Bryce Epps to a tying 3 as Kalenda knocks through the first free throw of the game for Avonworth. Make it 37-33. Mahalski almost turns it over, but got it back off the deflection. A lucky break for the Gladiators. Epps in the front court. Bryce Epps. Wheeling right. Bryce knocked down and he's fouled.
That's going to be 3 on Crawford.
Fourth foul against Avonworth here this half. 4 fouls apiece this half. 6:49 remaining in the fourth quarter. Crawford out. Neil Miller back in. Hines back to Kirkwood. Kirkwood. Up top, Kirkwood drives in. Now wheels back out. Kirkwood pressure tightly by Carmichael. Kirkwood back to Hines. Hines, hand off Bryce Epps. Epps. Up top, Bryce Epps. Rolling left, Epps. Screen coming by Mahalski. Mahalski rolls, he wants the ball. Epps will give it to him. Top of the key, Mahalski back to Epps. 6:16 remaining here in the fourth. Mahalski the screen, Epps drives in, foul line, kick out, Kirkwood around the horn, Hines. More time ticks off. Now driving in Kirkwood, back to Hines. Hines. Off to Kirkwood. Kirkwood to Epps.
Let's say Avonworth fans are booing, but they obviously haven't seen South Allegheny play this year. Because when they have a lead, this is what they do. They're very deliberate with everything.
As driving in, Epps no good. Rebound grab down. Back the other way. Miller flips to Carmichael. Far side. Faulkner. The D1 football recruit drives in. Kick out. Neo for 3. Miller no good. Rebound long to Carmichael. Carmichael in the left wing. Carmichael. Wheels to his right. Has a lane. Takes it. Drives in. Floats it up under the pressure and in. Lead down to 2. Rowing Carmichael to 14. It's a 5-0 run for the Antelopes to start the fourth. Far side, there's Hines out to Epps. Epps double teamed, Epps back to Hines, back to Epps. Bryce drives in, Bryce kick out, there's Kirkwood. Mahalski wasn't ready, back out, Kirkwood with the triple. Back iron, no, rebound knocked away from Mahalski, a chance to tie.
Here come the Antelopes crowd.
37-35, 4:48 remaining in the fourth quarter. Driving in, Carmichael for the tie, banks it in!
Charge.
Offensive foul though! Shot will not count, and the lead stays with South Allegheny. Both sides up, one in frustration, one in joy.
Yeah, the Avonworth fans started celebrating at first and thought he was getting an and one opportunity, and then they realized what the call was.
Now they're letting the officials hear it as the Boo Birds have come out at at Robert Morris. 4:40 remaining in the fourth. There's Cameron Epps, the OT hero, to send them to this game. 37-35. Kirkwood kicks it. Mahalski up off the window and in. Michael Mahalski, the sophomore, up to 16. Halfway through the fourth, 39-35 lead for South Allegheny. Another offensive foul.
How many times have we seen fouls on screens this postseason?
I mean,
we had 4 in the Bell Vernon
I was going to say, these 2 games alone were about, and go back to the Monessen game, Deshaun Blackman drew 3 offensive fouls. Right. It's been the offensive foul-filled postseason. Did you hear who that one was on?
I believe it was Miller.
As that one off of Epps and out.
The ball don't lie. Here comes. He always comes rolling back around. Big turnover.
39-35 and a timeout called. See which side it goes. Full timeout called, and I think it's by Avonworth. So Avonworth pots up their second timeout. So at the break right now, due to the timeout, it's 39-35. South Allegheny on top of Avonworth during this full timeout. Gives us a chance to remind you that this game and the broadcast rights to this game are the sole and exclusive property of the WPIAL and the TRIBLive High School Sports Network. Any broadcast of this game is intended exclusively for the benefit of the viewing and listening audience. In any use, rebroadcast, or distribution of this broadcast without the express written consent from the WPIAL and Trib Total Media is strictly prohibited. 39-35. SA on top of Avonworth. It's Antelope basketball. They've had the run as of late. 5-2 this quarter with 4:09 remaining in the fourth, and possibly the Antelopes or the Gladiators season. Winner to the Pete to take on either number 2 Aliquippa or number 3 Shady Side Academy. Loser has to wait till the state postseason to move on, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and that's a long week off.
Over the divider. That's Neo Miller, or make that Carmichael. Carmichael drives in. Carmichael in the right wing. Carmichael, bounce pass up. Kalenda with the triple, knocks it down. Lead to 1. 11 for Kalenda. As now SA can feel the pressure the Antelopes are applying as they're nipping on the heels of the Gladiators. Bryce Epps up to Cameron. Cameron Epps back to Bryce. Bryce. Top of the key, screen Mahalski. Epps driving in. Bryce back up top. Michael Mahalski, foul line, right block. 3 in the air, off the window and in. Michael Mahalski adds 2. He's up to 18. 41-38 your score. 3:10 remaining in the fourth. Rowan Carmichael, the freshman. 14 to lead the way. Looking for 2 more. Up high, off the window and in. He answers right back. Lead back at 1. 41-40. 2:54 remaining here in the fourth. There's Bryce driving in. Bryce blocked. Rebound knocked out off of Faulkner.
That shot by Carmichael's from we had the perfect vantage point of it. It looked like it had no business going in the hoop.
Absolutely not. Carmichael, the freshman, playing well beyond his years. Cameron Epps. Bounce pass to brother Bryce. Bryce to Mahalski. Michael Mahalski off to Cam. Cam Epps. Wheels up top. Cam Epps to the near side. Off to Kirkwood. Kirkwood drives. Foul line. Lost the handle. We got it right back. Kirkwood spinning. Kirkwood picked up his dribble. He needs help. It comes in the form of Cam Epps. 2:27 remaining in the fourth. Epps screen by Melvin. There goes Epps. Foul line. Kick out. Mahalski from the corner. Off the mark with the triple. Just 2 threes in this game for South Allegheny. We've seen games where they've shot the doors out of the gym.
Absolutely.
A chance for the lead. Carmichael blocked by Michael Mahalski. Possession stays with the Antelopes. 2:07 remaining in the fourth. 41-40. SA hanging on. Colin Crawford the trigger. Off the hands of Carmichael's in a turnover. The freshman can't believe it. And SA will have to deal with this press. They get it into Bryce Epps. Epps tries to get around Crawford. Crawford has fouled Epps multiple times in transition today. Epps into the front court. Bryce Epps, screened by Mahalski, wheels left. Epps stops up. Bryce Epps goes to Kirkwood. 1:50 remaining in the fourth. Kirkwood has it knocked away, got it back, and they call the foul on Kalenda.
That's 4.
One more foul in.
Bryce Epps is shooting, I believe.
Oh, I missed the foul marking down. You are correct. It's going to be Kirkwood, I believe,
shooting.
First player not named Bryce Epps for South Allegheny to do the honors from the stripe. Kirkwood scoreless today, 1-1. These are some big buckets for Ethan Kirkwood. The Avonworth faithful making some noise. Kirkwood shooting into his student section. Toes the line. Through the motion. Gives the ball a spin. Puts it up. Puts it in.
Big shot from Ethan Kirkwood. Like you said, somebody who hasn't scored yet tonight.
Picked a perfect time.
Yep.
Kirkwood, the senior. Can he increase it to 3? He can. Ice in the veins of Ethan Kirkwood. 2 big free throws with 1:45 remaining in the fourth to increase the lead to 3. As there goes Carmichael, off the deflection and out. Bryce Epps, the active hand, swatted it away.
Got another timeout taken here by Avonworth. Getting down to the nitty-gritty here, Alex.
Nothing decided. It has been an absolute thrill. It was a 7-point SA lead after 1. It was a 7-point SA lead after 2. It was a 7-point SA lead after 3. With 1:38 remaining in the fourth, it's a 3-point Gladiator lead. It's got to as small as 1. And the question is, do the Antelopes still have some magic left in them? The number 8 seed upsetting number 1 Elwood City. Now taking number 5 South Allegheny, who almost got upset by number 13 Steel Valley, to the limits here this evening. SA looking for their second straight championship appearance. And talk about faith in your freshmen for 2 coaches. Rowan Carmichael's been doing it all year long. Leading scorer, game in, game out, including the quarters. Cameron Epps, the freshman for South Allegheny, who got them here with his overtime 3 in the game, guarding the other freshman. As there goes Kalenda, driving in, steps back out beyond the arc. Faulkner from NCAA range off the back iron. Put back Crawford, no. John Core banks it in, lead back to 1. Second bucket of the game for John Core, first since the second quarter. 1:12 remaining in the fourth, and realistically, SA does not have to, the way they run this offense, unless
they'll run it all the way down.
Unless Avonworth fouls, they're not getting the ball back unless SA turns it over. Epps to Mahalski, back to Epps. 53 on the clock.
And they're going to try to force them to foul Bryce Epps, who's 4 for 5 from the line tonight.
He's been the guy all year. Epps almost had his pocket picked and
does.
Did
get it picked.
Here comes Faulkner. Epps can't foul him, and the Lopes take the lead. It's Faulkner for 2.
And he was fouled.
One of the best football players in the WPIAL, using that defensive end frame to make the buckets and knock it through.
And that's going to be 4 fouls on Cameron Epps.
And you don't mind the foul on Epps, you just can't allow him to make the buckets.
Right.
As back iron, no rebound, loose on the floor. Kirkwood, a huge board. Now the Gladiators have to hurry. 35 on the clock. Bryce Epps. And a timeout called by the Gladiators. The Antelopes forced the steal without the turnover. A rare miscue by the SA offense and junior Bryce Epps. Can South Allegheny claw their way back in? They've led almost the entirety of this game. Faulkner off the steal, onto the board. And number 8, Avonworth. They can feel another upset, and they can feel a shot to play for the championship. Anything can happen when it gets to playoff basketball. We saw it last year with Elwood City as the 11. Avonworth now as the 8. Looking to see if history will repeat itself in the 3A postseason.
Be interesting to see what SA does here. Do you hold till about 10 seconds left? Or do you try and get a quick basket, put the pressure on Avonworth? I expect them to run it down. I think they're going to run it down. They obviously want the ball in Epps' hands, but if there's an open Mahalski on the block or something, you never know what's going to happen here.
And I think the only reason you don't, the way they've shot free throws today.
Right.
If you miss, you foul and send them to the line, there's a good chance it stays at a one-point game. And making 2 free throws still makes it a one-possession game. So I think if you're SA, you try to attack here. But we will see what happens. I mean, both are logical explanations, especially the way SA runs their offense and the way it's going right now. It looks like they are going to hold for the win. Bryce Epps guarded by Kalenda. He drives in, pulls for 3. No good. Rebound Carmichael. And he's fouled and Epps is out.
And here's the thing. 15.9 seconds left. They still got 3 more fouls to give before they put Avonworth at the line. So there are going to be more seconds going off that clock.
That was the 6, actually. Just popped
that was the 6. Okay, so they got 1 more to give.
And another timeout, South Allegheny. As Cameron Epps has fouled out. No points for the freshman. 15.9 in the 4th. SA has led the whole way. But it's the late charge by the Gladiators, or the Antelopes, taking the lead. They got the ball. Realistically, you're getting the ball back with 10 seconds if you're South Allegheny, maybe down by 1. But the thing is, you have 2 timeouts, so you can rebound and call a timeout if they miss that first free throw.
Absolutely. Or, a lot of coaches don't like to take that timeout. They just like to see if they could get into a transition and try and score. But the thing you have to be careful with is, I see Avonworth's going to have that big lineup in there. You have to box out, you have to clear out, and you have to get this rebound.
And you know what Avonworth has to be careful with after this fouling game happens? Not getting the over the back call on the rebound attempts.
They're not guarding the inbound pass.
Crawford, the trigger. They want it to Carmichaels. It goes to Carmichaels.
He was poked away, but they got the foul. Okay.
Dribble 2 seconds off the clock, down to 14, and Carmichaels, the man they want at the line, will go there. Kirkwood gets the foul. 16 for Carmichael, first trip to the line. See what the freshman can do. They're playing 2 back deep to stop that transition game. Carmichael sends it through. Lead to 2. 17 for the freshman.
Faulkner threw Melvin onto his rump there, and he's going to get a call talking to by the officials. I was going to say, are they going to empty the lane?
I think Faulkner's doing it just so he doesn't get a foul.
Yeah.
To force SA to make a 3. Carmichael will.
And timeout taken.
It's by Avonworth.
Yes, they're going to set up their defense. So South Allegheny needs a 3 to tie here. 13.1 seconds to go.
And that's not been their game tonight.
No, you got 1 from Hines and 1 from Epps. That's it.
And now you take back. You don't want to really question and dwell in the past. But the thought process when you're up by 1 with that minute left, or down by 1, that minute left, and you decide to try to shoot the 3 to take the lead.
Right.
Instead of driving in. You can't dwell in the past, but it's one of those things that it hasn't been your shot all night.
But that's your best player taking that shot, too. So you have trust in him to go. He has the green light,
I agree, and I think the reason you think that is he was about 2-3 steps behind that red line,
right,
shooting that. So you'd like to see him get a little closer in, especially down by 1. But hey, been there, done that for South Allegheny. Epps sent it to overtime with a must-make 3. That was Bryce. Cameron won it in overtime. Down by 1 with the triple. South Allegheny's been there. They've done that. They have 14 on the clock. They get it into Bryce. Down to 10. Bryce Epps over the divider with 8. Epps tries to wheel with 6. Bryce Epps down to 4 for 3. Short rebound off of Melvin. And the Antelopes will live on. The magic will continue.
2 seconds to go. Antelopes or the Gladiators need to get a steal here and fire something up. I think if you're Avonworth, you just throw it all the way down the court like that.
That's what they do. Crawford holds it out. And Avonworth continues the upset streak. The Antelopes are going to the Pete to take on Aliquippa or Shady Side Academy.
Cinderella does it to South Allegheny again.
Second straight year. SA knocked down by a lower seed as Avonworth trailed almost the entirety. But the late steal leading to the and 1 by Faulkner. And that's all they needed. 2 clutch free throws by Carmichael sealed the deal. And Avonworth on to the Peterson Event Center on Friday at 5 p.m. to play for the WPIAL championship game as they go and relish with their student section. Tough loss for South Allegheny, second straight year. The Gladiators knocked out by a lower seed. As they led by 7 coming into the quarter, they trail by 3 at the end of things. Avonworth was led by the freshman Rowan Carmichael with 18, 11 for Kalenda, and 11 for Peyton Faulkner. 46 for the Antelopes. South Allegheny had 16 for Epps, 18 for Mahalski, but Bryce scoreless in the fourth as Avonworth on to the Peterson Event Center on Friday to try to continue the Cinderella season. We'll either get, again, number 2 Aliquippa or number 3 Shady Side. That should be interesting to see as the freshman Rowan Carmichael's taking care of business, eliminating the Gladiators, who will not make their second straight WPIAL championship appearance. But a great game, both sides, and what can you say? The steal against the man who doesn't turn the ball over a lot in Epps, as it was Kalenda knocking it free and Faulkner driving the distance and knocking down the buckets to give them the lead. And then Carmichael making a 3-point game at the line. The freshman's been stellar all year, and he's going to send the Antelopes to the Peterson Event Center on Friday. But we appreciate you joining us here in MVI Lives coverage of the WPIAL postseason here on the TRIBLive High School Sports Network. One final time, your score: Avonworth 46, South Allegheny 43. On behalf of Jeremy Salou, Nick Hicks, who was running camera here tonight, I'm Alex Lyons saying thanks for tuning in here on this Monday evening, and we'll see you tomorrow on the TRIBLive High School Sports Network as we continue exclusive coverage of the 2022 WPIAL postseason.